What's up, everybody? It's your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, one of the original road warlords, and that's always bringing you the knowledge and dropping the science in this industry of what we call trucking. Okay, doing this particular video to teach you about investment and to let you know where you stand in the trucking industry. Right now, this might be hard to believe, right? But just follow it. Everybody in trucking, settlement is the same. Everybody in trucking, settlement is the same. What the difference is what an individual can do with his settlement based upon certain circumstances and stuff. You know, everybody's circumstance is different. You see, everybody's circumstance is different, but everybody's settlement is the same. Cause it's like you go to a trucking company. Like, all right, yeah, you go to a trucking company. They say, what's the starting pay? It might be this cent per mile, right? So, you know, they say, well, this person right here, he runs a little bit better than I do. And the reason why he may run better is because his circumstance is different from yours. Okay? If he says, if he's the type of person, he might not have wife and children. You might have a wife and children and stuff like that. So see, you know, you can't stay out here for long periods of time and stuff. You know, like, hey, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks and stuff, then you got to go to the house. You know, as opposed to somebody who doesn't have that, it really doesn't matter whether they go home or not. So see, you know, while you're on your home time and stuff, that person steady running. Doesn't mean that he's better than you or a better driver or whatever. It's just his circumstance is different, you know. And see, that's what we gotta always keep in mind. It's not about this person being more likable than the other person. If his circumstance is different, which allows him to run a little bit more than you, then of course he's gonna make more money. He's gonna make more money. That's simply because his circumstance doesn't mean because he's a likable person, you know. Because if somebody don't like you, or they feel that feel that you bad, they just get rid of you. They wouldn't keep you around because, I mean, trucking is about moving freight from one point to the next. You know, everything else and stuff is superficial. You know, it's all, you know, it really doesn't matter one way or the other. As long as you're able to operate this truck safe, right, then they can put the efficiency and stuff on you. That's no problem, you know, because it's just, you know, a lot of times they don't even have to deal with you. You know, if you learn how to, you know, if you learn how to curb some of that unnecessariness and stuff, you won't even have to talk to half the people that's in there and then get everything that you need to, you know. But it's a lot of unnecessariness and stuff in trucking, and then we feel we got to address certain things that really ain't gonna matter one way or the other. You know, say, man, I mean, be practical as well as logical. You know, it's always one or the other, when you can be one and the other. Some people are practical, but they ain't logical. And some people are logical, and ain't practical. But be practical and logical. You know, in any situation, be practical and logical. Okay, what's the end game to me? If I have a problem with this and then I want to sit down and talk to some person, what's the end game to it? You know, am I gonna be able to run more efficiently to get the things and stuff that I need? You know, if not and stuff, then, you know, we're gonna go on a little past this, okay? You know, put myself in this person's position here and stuff. If I was a business owner, would I be tolerating somebody that's coming to me the way that I'm coming? You know, it's a process of elimination so that you don't waste your time, energy, and resource on things that you don't have to. And so, you know, we talk about the grinding thing and stuff, right? Like, man, look, you know, I'm gonna get out here, I'm gonna grind. And then some people, they grind and then they feel like, well, I'm not accomplishing the thing and stuff that I need to be accomplishing, But this person right here and stuff, I look and I see, man, his business and stuff growing and this, that, or whatever. His circumstance is different, Like I said, I make my circumstance no secret, okay? I'm not married. I don't have any children, okay? The only thing that I'm financing is this truck right here that I'm driving, okay? So, to a person that has to pay bills and stuff like that, see, that's where your money is going to. That's where your money is going to. So, see, you got mortgage, lights, water, phone, cable, you got groceries for the kids, you may be paying child support, alimony, those sort of things, and stuff. See, that's a necessary investment based upon the circumstance that you're in. It's not a hindrance. And that's the thing and stuff that I have to remind people, is that it's not a hindrance because of the situation that you are in. But you have to look at the situation you're in and see if there is a necessary process of elimination in order for you to save money so that you can invest in other things. You see what I'm saying? An unnecessary necessity. You do that process of elimination and stuff. I ain't talking about taking the food out of people's mouths or none of that stuff there, or saying, well, I got to step it up and run a little bit harder and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, it's still going to be the same thing. Your settlement's still going to be the same. It's all on what you got to take care of, based on your current circumstance and situation. So, see, if you want, sometimes, we do things and not aware of it and stuff just to come into a sense of awareness later on. That's why a lot of us are dealing with having to fix our credit now based upon decisions we did back then. We wasn't thinking about trying to, ascertain ownership or businesses or none of that stuff there. Some other things and stuff we felt was more important, that this car or this cell phone or, whatever it is and stuff, that you put your credit on the line and stuff like that. And so that may have been an unsuccessful attempt, you paid your bills, but you may not have paid them on time and stuff like that. So see, now that you come into awareness and you stepping into trying to ascertain ownership through business, then you see, okay, well, some of the things I did back then, I gotta get them straightened out, lesson learned. But again, that shouldn't be a hindrance, okay? You do what you got to do now in order to get to the goal. But don't let nothing distract you just because you see somebody else and then they steady growing and stuff like that. Their circumstance is different. You see, like I said, how I look at it is that if I was in a circumstance where because I was married and I was raising children and stuff, but I was looking at that money and stuff that I used to have to pay, I don't pay it no more. So is that's still income now and stuff, but what can I do? I can start making investment, right? I can start making investment just like I was to be paying a bill, like paying a mortgage or rent every month, buying groceries, stuff like that. You take that same money and move it towards a business aspect of things. All right? I'm not interested in all this superficial stuff, $200 pair of shoes and jewelry and cars and all this other stuff there. I take this money here, I say, okay, all right, I can start making some investment. So that means that each month where a person has to pay bills, this person right here has this income now and he can put it to work for him and stuff a lot faster than someone who has to pay a rent or mortgage or whatever it is that you're financing and stuff like that, whatever it is that you're taking care of. Because the money is still the same. It's just a person's circumstance allow them to do certain things like, take the money and invest in the market, invest in a certain market, or put a down payment on a truck, or pay for a truck cash and stuff like that. Again, it's a person's circumstance. Again, you know, I use me for an example. See, I don't have a wife, I don't have children. So see, I can say, man, you know what? I can stay out here and I can work every day for 7 days and say I'm gonna do it for 3-4 months straight. Okay? 3-4 months straight. Now, that means, okay, I don't have, you know, there's nobody looking for me and stuff, you know, I don't have to be at certain places and stuff, you know, be there for children, be there for wife, you know, for the wife, you know, that sort of thing there and stuff. I don't have to do that. I can commit myself totally and complete to the job and stuff, and then, you know, I can make that income and stuff every day and stuff, as opposed to somebody who's married, has kids and stuff. You know, that sacrifice is going to be a little bit more, it's not going to be a little bit more, it's not as achievable, because, you know, you got to be home and stuff. You got to be there for your children. You got to be there for your wife, you know, in order to bring, you know, the institution of family has that bond has to be strong and stuff. And so, you know, you can't say, well, I'm going to just throw caution to the wind and stuff and just stay out here and grind, unless you got a plan, you know, unless you got some sort of plan. And see, that's where a lot of these marriages and stuff go wrong, because they step away from the plan. You see, they get out there and stuff, and they say, all right, I'm going to get out here, I'm going to grind, and then they don't get the thing that they want. Now they talking about, okay, I'm going to quit and go over here, and I'm going to start this up, and then I got to grind over here, and then that don't work, and you going somewhere else, then you grinding here, you know. That's not bringing a strong institution of family and stuff, you know. It allows, you know, in that instance there and stuff, when you always change it, it allows the element of weakness to come in, because somebody gonna get weak. Somebody gonna get weak. If it ain't you, it's probably the person that you with. They gonna get weak, and then they gonna fall, you know, they gonna fall victim to somebody's game that they run. You see what I'm saying? We can't pretend that people don't run game out here, you know. And the game is always ran on somebody in their momentary time of weakness. Doesn't make you weak, right? But in a momentary time of weakness, you may fall victim to a weakness or a weakness of temptation. You know, you out there and stuff. See a woman, she look good to you and everything. You know, you married, and it starts out with a simple conversation. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got social media now, you know, all this form of communication and everything. And so, you know, in that momentary time of weakness, where you're supposed to be taking time, energy, and resource and putting it into the institution of family, right? You know, you may have gotten into an argument or something like that. And then, you know, y'all ain't talking at the moment and everything. And then, okay, somebody sit there and lend an ear. And that's where the trouble starts at right there and stuff. You know, one thing leads to another, and that's how it is. You know, the same way, man or woman. But you see, you know, when you stay committed, then you see that the element of weakness and stuff is going to be kind of hard and stuff to interfere into the institution of family. Because, see, you strongly invested, okay? I'm going to do this for 3 months, and if this don't work and stuff, then I'm going to have to fall back and do something else. If I'm successful, then we're going to move towards this and stick to the plan, okay? Moment to, you know, you get updates and stuff like that, okay, things going good, that's communication. You see, when you're not married, you don't have that institution of family and stuff, then, see, all that's omitted. So now you don't have to take time, energy, and resource into that. Which means that, you know, the thing that you're trying to do or whatever and stuff, I mean, it's still achievable, you know. It's still achievable and stuff, but, you know, it's like, you know, you can go in full-fledged, you know, as opposed to institution of family, you got to move and err on the side of caution. Okay. So, you know, your mortgage, right? You're paying a mortgage and everything. You know, that's about 11, you know, anywhere from $1,400 and stuff, you know, mortgage, right? Now me, I don't have a mortgage, but I'm gonna pretend like I'm paying a mortgage, but I just keep the money to myself, okay? So then it's time, you know, say I want another truck. Say I want another truck and stuff, or, you know, prime example, what happened to me last year? When they told me, okay, listen, Bruce, it's gonna be $8,000 to get this truck fixed, I went on ahead and paid it. You know, I went on ahead and paid and stuff. But you see, that came from investing, because I knew something like that was gonna happen. I said, I'm gonna have some kind of major breakdown, right? And it's gonna cost me large sums of money. So, you know, the attitude I'm gonna have is, just like I'm paying a mortgage and all that stuff, I'm gonna be paying that, and that's how I set my escrow up. You know, I don't have that free money. I don't look at it as free money. I look at it as money to keep my business and stuff afloat. So when things happen, I don't have to borrow nothing. You see what I'm saying? But you know, that's how I'm able to progress. You know, so I don't have to sit there and fall back on business credit and all that stuff there, because my circumstance is different. Whereas a person may have to fall back on business credit and say, well, I'll take care of it in increments and stuff like that. You know, you do it that way and stuff. I mean, whatever it is to make sure that you get to the goal. But the thing is, don't get distracted by other people just because, you know, you see them growing and stuff like that. You're going to grow too. But you got to figure out your circumstance and stuff, and then master it. You know, we too busy looking at other folk, then we want to sit there and start criticizing. You know, oh man, this dude, he doing this and this dude doing that. His circumstance is different. That's why you're able to sit there and say, well, you know, I can do this and I can do that. You know, the pay is the same now. The pay is the same. I mean, you know, you go over there, you go over there to the same outfit where they at, they ain't gonna pay you any more than they gonna pay him. Everybody contract the same. If they say, all right, 10%, 15, 20% growth, we get 10, 15, 20% of your gross. Okay? Then, you know, it's based upon what you set up. And, you know, if you run the same lane and stuff, then Lowe's is typically going to pay the same amount of money. You know? The exception is some people don't have complete understanding, right? But see, you know, you figure that out and stuff as you go, and then everybody on the same sheet of music, okay? He figure out, all right, I'm doing a load for $1.50 when the lane is $3 a mile. He done talked to somebody and he got that information. Now, when he go out there, hey, look, I need the same thing, $3 a mile. See, now he back on course. The money is the same. It's a person's circumstance that allows them to do certain things and stuff like that. You know, oh man, this dude, he bought a house cash money. Yeah, but see, you know, now what's the draw to that and stuff? If you follow this person for the last 5 years, he would probably, you know, last 5 years, he was saving up all his money. You know, living in the truck and stuff like that, because, I mean, the work is very abundant, so I'm going to take advantage of it, right? What's the purpose of me going to get a place if I'm working 95% of the time? What's the point of having this, just to say, I got a place to stay, but you ain't never there? If the work allows you to stay out here for months on end, why not take advantage of it? If you're saying that the end goal is for me to buy a house, cash money, you go over here, you see these homes and stuff, and they selling them $120,000. You say, okay, I'm gonna dedicate myself. And save 25. I'm gonna save up 25 stacks a year. That means, okay, I'm gonna put back $700 a month, $700 a week. I put back $700 a week and stuff. You know, you do that for 5 years, you got your 100 stacks. You got your 100 stacks and stuff. And so see, when you got, you know, money talk, BS walk. So see, they might be selling it for 100. They might be selling it for 100,000. But then let's just say you ready to make the move, and then they got a recession going. They got an economical recession going on. You know, now you got that money right there and stuff, and then you might run into a foreclosure or something like that. Same house, you might have to do a little something to it or whatever. But see, again, money talk, BS walk. But that 5 years of saving up and staying out there on the road and stuff like that, while work was more abundant, now 5 years, bought your house, cash money, as opposed to somebody who goes and get a mortgage. A basic mortgage and stuff is about 30 years. Basic mortgage is about 30 years and stuff. But again, that person may have to take that, right? Because he has a wife, he has children. And so, his circumstance and stuff, says that this is what he has to do. I got to do this for my family. I got to put them in a better place than where we stand and stuff. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do the 30 years. But in turn, I got it for 30 years. But I'm gonna figure out the situation I'm in and master the circumstance, and I might pay it off in 15. Might pay it off in 10. Doesn't mean that he's bad because he did it. It just his circumstance. This is what he has to do to put his family in a better surrounding, making that type of investment. So we can't be sitting there and be all caught up on looking at individuals and then call them out and stuff and saying, well, this stuff is showing up magically and stuff like that, or hating on a person because they're able to do certain things and stuff that another individual can't. So we say, well, okay, he got to be something ain't right about the situation. Then you got to do your you got to do your investigating. You ain't got to do no investigating. The money the same. The difference is that this person's circumstance. It's always your circumstance and stuff. This person may be in a circumstance where he can capitalize on that situation financially. You see, he can capitalize on this situation physically. That's the thing there and stuff. We gotta we gotta come out this stuff of hating on folk and stuff because they grown. Just because they can grow a little bit faster than you can. Their circumstance allows them to do that. It doesn't mean this person got a silver spoon in their mouth or something like that. It's the circumstance, man. But you shouldn't look at your circumstance as a hindrance. Like, oh man, I got a child and stuff like that. That's why I'm not able to do certain things. No, man, everybody has their own, call, their own reckoning. Remember, your child may be the very one. Your child may be the very one to come out here and set the wrongs and stuff right. They might get into a justice system, correct some of the justice systems and stuff like that, become an economic, get into the economy and fix the economy. They might be a scientist, engineer, So each child is a blessing. But you see, the child depends on you. And so you sacrificing by getting out here and stuff to make sure that you can give your children the very best life. So when they grow up and stuff, the process continues. I remember when my parents went out here and sacrificed for me. So I'ma likewise do that for my family. Building up strong family institutions. Now that's the best institution in the world, is the institution of family. So never look at your circumstance and think it's a hindrance or whatever. Just some people can move a little bit more freely. But remember, it's always a pro and a con and stuff. And so, you're looking at the con side of it when you should be looking at the pro side of it. Your child, your children may be the very ones and stuff, man, to push things to the next level. And because of your sacrifice and stuff and what you did and providing that life for them and stuff and doing the very best that you can, they brought out the very best in your child. And, they become geniuses. They become geniuses and stuff. Children are the future. Make no mistake. But, you know, what we do today affects them tomorrow. So, you know, never look at your situation and say, man, you know, I'm not able to do. Okay, you're not able to do at this particular junction in time here. But that's because it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It just means that your situation requires you to take time, energy, and resource and focus it over there. But you're still doing the right thing. You're still doing the right thing and stuff. It just don't take the opportunities that you do get and squander it on nonsense because you think that certain things and stuff are important when it's not. You know, I understand we like the nice cars and the jewelry and stuff. We want to be iced out and everything, but you know, a lot of that stuff ain't important. You know, a lot of that is what get folk killed. You know, you sitting there, you got your car all hooked up and sitting on the 24s and stuff like that, but then you do this right here for a living, and people figure it out. Okay, man, his car been sitting for about 2 weeks. His car been sitting for 2 weeks, ain't got no activity, so let me go ahead and free him from some of this stuff here. You know, they go to breaking in your house and everything, you know, taking all that nice stuff that you think is important. That can easily be replaced, but you know, you alleviate yourself from that and say, well, those things aren't important. What's important is investing in self. So I'm gonna take that same money that I'm about on 24s for, or that car and the jewelry and everything. I'm gonna set that to the side right now, and you know, when that time comes, or just go ahead and make that investment. And now the money going to work for you and stuff, and now you got a dual income. Say, well, okay, I'm working right here and stuff, but then as that thing began to take, your investment began to take off, and now it's able to provide for you more abundantly. Now you can change it up a little bit. But you see, all these things take time. All these things take time and stuff. They take patience. You know, you got to have a sound mind, and you got to look at things in its proper context and be logical and practical. Okay? You know, these things, they ain't gonna happen overnight. I wish it could, but you know, you ain't playing the lottery. You investing, so that means it's gonna be a lot of give and take. You're gonna be taking some sour with the sweet. It's a mixture of both and stuff. But see, that's what makes you a business person, so that you don't go out here and just squander your money on nonsense. Okay, everything I'm doing is about investment. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Time, energy, and resource and stuff. You know, these things are valuable. So let's see what's up. All right, I'm talking to people and stuff, seeing where your mind is. Is your mind based upon, you know, doing things economically, or we just wasting time, you know, talking and squandering on stuff? You know, we always look at trying to turn up and everything, you know, which is all right. But it's a time and place, man. We don't need to be doing that every weekend. We don't need to be doing that every weekend, every other weekend, or every month, or something like that, you know. It's a time and place and stuff, because again, you weren't born with no silver spoon in your mouth, but what you do affects the future. So maybe when that time comes, your children don't have to do what you're doing now. They don't have to stay out here on the road for long periods of time and stuff and be away from home, you know. They might have a business of their own and stuff, and they're able to do things and stuff like that, and build strong institutions of family where they don't have to be out there as much. They can focus 100% of the time on, you know, your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. You know, that's what it's about and stuff, is that, you know, you are the great legacy builder. So when they look back and stuff and they say, what was the foundation of where this all built? Well, you know, it came from my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather getting out there and, you know, sacrificing. I understand he wanted to do these things and stuff like that in his honor and his reference, you know, because of his sacrifice and stuff, what he did, it put us where we are now, you know. And that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. So don't never get discouraged. Don't ever look at your circumstance and stuff and feel as though, you know, because things aren't coming fast enough, that it's not going to come at all. You give time, patience and stuff. Put your resource in the right place. Learn from your mistakes, because you're going to make them. Learn from your mistakes so that you can grow and be a better business person or be a better person in general. You know, sometimes you got to fall flat on your face and stuff in order for you to jump right back up, because some people, when they fall, they take off like a rocket. Remember, the sky's the limit. And you might go beyond it. You know? So that's what it is, damn stuff, man. Never be discouraged about your situation or your circumstance, because things can and do get better. And I'll go ahead and end on that note. This your man right here, one the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, telling you as always, continue to do your research, fact finding studies, honest on your skills every day. Until next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, and peace out.